To some developing news tonight, President Trump replacing his pick to serve as Surgeon General just one day before her confirmation hearing. That pick now pulled, but he's already got a replacement lined up. I want to bring in Vaughn Hilliard, who's joining us now. And Vaughn, this individual has dabbled in what critics would call and have called something like pseudoscience here. Why is she so controversial?
Right. Casey Means is actually the sibling of Callie Means, who is already working at HHS as an advisor to Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the HHS secretary. Both of the Means, they have a wide following. They are both critics of what they say to be big food and big pharma industries, and also universities and the medical school system. They have big influence followings, and they are big advocates for preventative care, making the case that medical schools are teaching people how to care for chronic diseases after the fact instead of addressing metabolic health on the front end. There is a vaccine skepticism, would be a generous terminology to describe the would-be Surgeon General if she were to be confirmed, her position, Casey Means' position on vaccines. But this is, both of these individuals, Casey Means, if she were to be confirmed as Surgeon General, and her sibling or brother, Callie Means, are working as advisor to Robert F. Kennedy Jr., really round out a medical team, if you will, inside of the executive branch that are very much individuals who are skeptical of the pharmaceutical industry and have a deeply skeptical questioning concerns about the impact that it's had on governmental decisions in the past. So, as you noted, there is a great many skeptics and critics of the science that is pushed and advocated by Casey Means, and a defensive of the pharmaceutical industry and medical schools in the science that has been long presented over decades to deal with chronic diseases. But this is really the president, by nominating her to be the Surgeon General and replacing her with the individual who we should note was the sister-in-law of Mike Waltz, the former national security advisor, is really a turn and a vote of confidence in the way that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is at this point running HHS.
Vaughn, why is Laura Loomer's name, the right-wing activist, why has her name come up in all of this?
Right. Laura Loomer is somebody here who has been skeptical of you, if you will, of cabinet officials that have been entering this administration, and one who has been skeptical of really anybody that has been entering the Trump orbit here. And this is another case of that here. And so when you're looking at Laura Loomer and the pushback that she gave to the Surgeon General pick, who is supposed to go before her confirmation proceeding tomorrow, she has been highly critical of Michael Waltz and suggesting that the president has not had appropriate allies in some of these key positions. And now, of course, the president here, just 3 months after making this initial Surgeon General pick, is already changing his mind before the confirmation process even began.
Vaughn Hilliard, thank you very much for bringing us that developing news breaking late tonight. Appreciate that.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app, or follow us on social media.